sometimes at the workplace or at school, the Muslim has given some dawah to his non-Muslim friend, but he feels he doesn't want to step over that red line and like risk the friendship by explicitly inviting them to become Muslim. So that's another advantage of street dawah, right? And that original Muslim might think, well, nothing came of it. Nothing happened. No, something did happen. So there's other people who planted seeds. And when we give shahadahs, it's the last stage. It's not like we convince them on the spot.
No, I'm not worried at all. I rely on God, Allah.
From my experience, what I've seen is the shahadahs that we give at the table, we weren't the ones that convinced them there or anything like that. They were already at the final stage of a journey. So again, someone else planted the seeds with them. A friend at college, a friend at university, a Muslim friend at university talked to them about Islam, planted the seeds. And that original Muslim might think, well, nothing came of it. I talked to this guy about Islam, I gave him the Quran, now I'm out of touch. Nothing happened. No, something did happen. One day he came to our table and said, you know, I really like this religion. You have a wonderful religion. It's so great. So the work's already done. At that point, I just asked him, well, you're saying Islam is so wonderful. What's stopping you from becoming Muslim? And that's how a lot of the shahadahs happen. So there's other people who planted seeds. And when we give shahadahs, it's the last stage. It's not like we convince them on the spot. They needed a little nudge. You know?
I could definitely speak to that as well. I remember there's somebody who contacted us, said, talk to me about Islam and I'm interested in Islam. I made an appointment to meet with him. We sit down. He's like, yeah, I want to give my shahada. It's like, I want to accept Islam. I'm like, so I have to slow him down. Okay, wait a minute. What do you know about Islam? Where did you learn about Islam? So this guy went to some small town that nobody's heard of in Alberta. And in that class, in part of their social studies, a religion portion of that, where they talk about the world religions. And the teacher talked for just a little small portion of one class about Islam. Non-Muslim teacher, some random hick town, middle of the nowhere. He became so interested in Islam by learning just by that teacher that he's like, this is what caused me to want to become Muslim. I had to slow him down. Okay, let's do the basics. Okay, these are the basics. Do you understand? Do you agree? He's like, yes. Okay. Yeah. He gave a shahada. So there are people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put them on these different journeys, and they just need maybe that final person to walk them to that.
Because
that
what happens, Dr. Saeed, is that sometimes at the workplace or at school, the Muslim has given some dawah to his non-Muslim friend, but he feels he doesn't want to step over that red line and like risk the friendship by explicitly inviting them to become Muslim. So that's another advantage of street dawah, right? And I jokingly work that into my script too when I'm giving somebody the nudge to do shahada. I say, listen, you're never going to see me again, right? So in other words, I can ask more direct questions. Sometimes I can be a little bit more direct than their friends at work or school would want to be. So that's one advantage that we have. Maybe the Muslim friend was a little bit scared or apprehensive to explicitly invite them to Islam, but that's all that was needed at this point. The person's already converted in their heart, and all they needed was that explicit invitation that, okay, well, are you ready? You want to say the shahada now? And if he doesn't, nothing's lost. Like, I haven't lost a friend. I'm never going to see this person again. He's never going to see me again. You see?